fast. Isn't that so?
Correct. You see him coming up to speed on the restart. It's never been as big a factor here in Atlanta anyway, where there aren't long straightaways as it has been, say, at Daytona or Talladega. Now it is even less. So no, I would say there's absolutely no question the racers want to be out front. That was probably a factor in Labonte's decision to stay out. He hasn't got the fresh rubber that he might want, and it's hurting him right now.
As Benny Parsons goes by on the inside to take the lead back. So Labonte is immediately snuffed out of first place by Benny Parsons, and now there goes Ricky Rudd. And so now the leaderboard will read Parsons, Rudd, Labonte, and Rusty Wallace. And Rudd goes to the inside to try to go by Benny Parsons.
The car that appears to be leading this group is a lap or two behind. Disregard the car in the extreme left. We're looking there at
the new leader, Ricky Rudd.
Rudd, who's steamed by Parsons.
So 2 lead changes in less than 2 laps. As first Labonte was immediately passed by Parsons and then Rudd, and Rudd went right on by Benny Parsons to take the lead. So your leader now is 30-year-old Ricky Rudd of Chesapeake, Virginia, gunning for his 7th victory as a NASCAR racer.
All right, now this is where the crucial work in the pit manifests itself out on the track. What exactly happened when the leaders pitted? What did each of their crew chiefs decide to do to their car? The tire changes, the changes to the chassis, the amount of fuel that was put in. This is when you see it manifest itself in speed out on the track.
Well, it's interesting that Labonte has now dropped all the way back to 4th, so if you're going to second guess, you have to say that skipping the pit stop was not the right idea. It is Rudd on the lead. Behind him, Benny Parsons. Rusty Wallace in the white car. And that graphic told me 6 laps to go. So when they come back around past the start-finish line, this time they'll have 5 laps to go. And they aren't 2.5-mile laps like they are down at Daytona. These are 1.522-mile laps. So the action is going to take place fast and furiously in these last 5 laps.
Now, Parsons in the lead is one thing. He might have been able to stave people off. Will Parsons have what it takes to try to make a move to pass Rudd? Probably not. More likely, Wallace experimenting with that high line there. You saw Wallace now on the right of your screen in the white car go up very high and then come down very low. Wallace is really experimenting with a very cool head, I would say, at this point. But if he has any chance to win, he's going to have to get by Parsons before he can get to Rudd.
Don't be misled by that graphic you just saw. Labonte has dropped back to 4th. The leader is number 15, Ricky Rudd. Dives to the inside of the track. 4 laps to go. Parsons giving chase. Wallace still in 3rd place. Earnhardt now getting ready to become a factor again in the shuffle between those 3 lead cars, as once again he is pulled back onto the rear bumper of Rusty Wallace.
All right, this is when it's for real. I mean, there's no question that as Rudd pulls away ever so slightly, those couple of tenths of a second between him and Parsons could be extremely valuable to him. There's no doubt that everyone is going absolutely flat out at this point.
Second a couple of weeks ago at Rockingham, North Carolina, Ricky Rudd has been giving signs in early season that he might be ready to win a big one, and it may be on the verge of happening right here. You picked him, Sam, in a national newspaper to win the Daytona 500. Well, just about a month and a half early.
It was a little premature, but I've always been a big fan, and I thought his time was coming. That gap, though, it has closed. Benny Parsons, with Rusty Wallace right in his shadow, is not going to make this easy. Now, this is the old Neil Bonnet move, it's kind of called. It's become the Dale Earnhardt move recently, but is to try to break the draft of your pursuers by pulling across the track down the straightaway. Make sure they can't just follow you smoothly into the 1st and 3rd turns.
Less than 2 laps to go, and they come back around this time. They will receive the flag, which indicates that there's 1 lap to go. And right now, Rudd looks as though he is in command. Benny Parsons going to try one last time.
But you see, Rudd is using up a little speed to execute that blocking maneuver. I mean, obviously it looks really good for him right now. He's playing a tactical game. He has allowed, because of his blocking maneuvers, to let the other guys close up, to let Parsons and Wallace close up. But it may be very hard for them to get by, which is the key thing.
Rudd's forward. and the Chevrolet of Parsons and the Pontiac of Rusty Wallace. They'll come around out of turn 3 and turn 4 one last time.
Crowd on its feet. This has more life left in it than I thought.
Checkered flag out. Ricky Rudd gets it.
Well, what did you think? Did you think Wallace?
There is Linda Rudd. And there is Bud Moore, who has still another big NASCAR victory to add to one of the most glorious career dossiers in the sport.
I thought Wallace was going to make a move and get up into second. Did you?
Yeah, I sure did.
Yeah.
I am surprised that Wallace had nothing more to offer on those last 2 laps. There's a good look at a nice man, Ricky Rudd, winner of the Atlanta 500. So we have seen an unexpected finish in a race that for so long was dominated by Dale Earnhardt and finally went to Ricky Rudd. We are back live at the Atlanta 500, and there is a look at final standings. Ricky Rudd, the winner in a race which was alternately crashingly dull at some times and then surprisingly exciting at others. And it wound up with an extremely exciting finish, which Rudd won by 1 car length. And right now, let's go down to trackside for an interview with Dr. Jerry Punch and Ricky Rudd.
Ricky picking up his first win ever here at Atlanta. First of all, Ricky, congratulations.
Oh, thank you, Jerry, very much. Like I say, I owe this one to the crew. The guys did a great job keeping this motorcraft Ford up front all day. I can't believe it, really. You know, Earnhardt and Bill Elliott looked like they had the fastest cars all day. We worked on our car all day, crew did, and changed the car. And right there at that last stop, they finally made a chassis adjustment with the tires that made it just right. So I can't say enough of this crew.
The last stop really made the difference. Could you have run with Benny Parsons had you not got those fresh tires on?
I could keep Benny's distance the same, but no, I think Benny was a little bit better than me until that last stop. My car was pushing a little bit in the middle of the corner, and I couldn't quite get it to cut the center of the corner, so I told the Bud on the radio and Doug Williams we needed a chassis adjustment if we're going to try to beat Benny, and they did a great job getting us back out there and making the right adjustment.
Well, again, congratulations to Ricky Rudd. Let's go back upstairs to Jim Lampley.
And there is a look at the man who finished in second place. 46-year-old Benny Parsons, one of the graceful veterans of the sport. Sam Posey and I will have a final word right after this. A last look at the Atlanta International Raceway. I'm Jim Lampley for Sam Posey, Jerry Punch, and Jerry Gappin saying so long. This ABC Sports exclusive has been brought to you by Chloraseptic for relief of painful sore throat. Chloraseptic, now that's fast. By Quaker State Motor Oil, Quaker State people reaching for the best. And by Skin Bracer, it has what your face needs after every shave. Skin Bracer by a minute. Once again, the winner of the Atlanta 500 is Ricky Rudd. Stay tuned now for ABC's World News Sunday and your local news. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world as the leader in sports television.